Hey Charlie, I just have to rant about this. AI is actually making us more stupid. And oh my gosh, I've been seeing more and more evidence of this recently. I knew it was occurring. Like, this is not surprising. Nobody is surprised to hear that AI is making us dumber. But the things that I have seen, how egregious it is. I just need to talk about this. Alright, let me calm down. So, I am thinking specifically about a few instances that really highlight how AI is damaging our intelligence as a species. Let me start with one that is very frequently referenced, and that is the AI overview on Google. We used to go to libraries and talk to people. Now, my ass would probably never do that. I'm lazy, okay? I'm very lazy. I don't know how I would get information in an age with no Google. But now, we can't even just look through 2 or 3 links and skim a website. We look something up, and then we just skim over the AI overview and trust that everything it says is law. Now, I use we as more of a grammatical tool than anything. I have pledged to not use AI in such an egregious fashion. I try to use websites rather than just blindly trusting the AI overview, and I'm not asserting that you do either. Just wanted to make this clear. I'm using we as a grammatical tool, not to assert that you and I do these things. So, instead of going to multiple sources, checking the authenticity of those sources, cross-referencing to make sure information is correct, we look at the AI overview and we blindly trust it. Okay. Like actual tiny, like dangerously low amounts of effort. It's insane. There's so much more knowledge and wisdom to be gained from researching and exploring multiple sources and even absorbing multiple viewpoints, rather than just getting that same old watered down bullshit that's on the AI overview. Okay, that's only one aspect that displays how our intelligence is being threatened. You want to know what else? ChatGPT. Yes, I'll say it, I fucking hate ChatGPT. Oh my gosh. Where do I even begin? This is like AI overview, but if you are truly just mentally gone, just off the deep end, using ChatGPT as Google. It's so depressing. ChatGPT is basically as credible as the AI overview, but it is also a meat-gobbling yes man and will just relay back to you whatever sentiment that you throw at it. Now, let me make one thing clear. I do not pretend to be educated on this shit. I am not a professional in any way, shape, or form. However, I do know that ChatGPT will reflect your sentiment. It will gravitate toward affirming everything you say and validating everything you say, which is really harmful when you have people going to it for very significant personal advice, relationship advice, going to ChatGPT like it's a therapist. Good heavens. What happened to talking to other human beings? What happened to studying psychology and studying therapeutic methods and things that you can do to better your own mind? Why are we just blindly going to this generative AI thingy, this bot, this algorithm, to trust with the things that weigh on us most? Like, hello? We've reached a point where people can't put in the effort. We can never reach that required amount of energy to just do research or talk to someone or find an answer without just immediately turning to AI. Instead of thinking, why is my cursor loading? Brother, what? I didn't click it. Okay, and it's gone now. Instead of thinking, how can I seek out this information and apply it to myself in a thoughtful and wise manner? Maybe I can reference multiple sources, maximize the credibility. We just search it up on ChatGPT and then slurp it down with no questions asked. And again, when I say we, I'm not making any assertion that you and I do this. I'm talking about the people that use ChatGPT in this fashion. ChatGPT just makes me so depressed. It's so bad for intelligence. It harms your ability to problem solve. Like, in the past, when there was no ChatGPT, if you had a difficult question that needed to be answered, you would have to go down a rabbit hole. You would have to search. You would have to pull from many sources and try to figure it out, which is exercising your brain like a muscle. practicing that problem-solving ability is going to make you better at problem solving. It's going to make you more intelligent. Now, when all that weight is picked up off your shoulders, all that strain is picked up off your brain, you no longer have to lift a finger. You just put a little prompt into ChatGPT. That's making you, it's stealing this opportunity to exercise your brain from you. It's taking all the work and giving it to this AI that there's a chance it won't even do it properly. It could just hallucinate, give you false information. And at the same time, you are no longer practicing exercising your brain. You are not getting uncomfortable and seeking out knowledge and putting in that effort that is so valuable, that is fruitful, because putting in mental strain is how you strengthen your brain. Being challenged mentally is how you grow. And when we're constantly just turning to ChatGPT because it's easy and convenient, we are missing out on all these opportunities to strengthen our brain. And I've seen examples of people going to ChatGPT for the absolute dumbest shit ever. Like, oh my god. Here's one thing I totally forgot about. Having ChatGPT do schoolwork for you, or having it revise an email or something to make it better. If you suck at writing, then what makes you think that offloading the work to AI is going to make you better? Brother, that's just going to stunt your growth. Put in the work. Be bad at first. You have to be bad at first in order to be good at something. Oh my gosh. I remember one time I was streaming and somebody said that they used AI to help them write a story. And we were like, man, why are you using AI? Like, you should write it yourself. And they're like, well, I'm bad at writing. Do you want to know how to get better at writing? Here's a hint. It does not involve AI. That's such a dumb excuse to me. Yeah, you can't just start something and expect to be good at it immediately. If you want to be a writer, you can't just start and immediately expect to be Shakespeare. It's going to take time, it's going to take effort, but that's the beauty of it, because once you're good, that is a product of your labor. That is the fruit of your labor. And even when you're bad, there is so much more beauty in shitty human-made work than there is in anything made by AI. Any AI slop. 100 out of 100 times, I would prefer some terrible thing made by a human. I'm talking terrible grammar, poorly written, chicken scratch, a 3-year-old's drawing. There's infinitely more beauty in that, and more humanity and passion and intent than anything that AI could churn out. And you have these kids in school using ChatGPT to do their assignments. Brother, I mean, I get it. They're kids, they're young, they're dumb. They probably don't know better. Like, as a kid, what are the chances that you're going to be like, will utilizing ChatGPT harm my long-term intelligence? Will it harm the development of my brain and my ability to write and solve problems moving forward? Like, no kid is thinking about that. So I don't blame them, but simultaneously it is so sad, because being in school and putting in that mental strain is so crucial for one's development. Even if the assignments seem useless, for example, I hated history. It was all memorization. I always got bad grades. Well, not always, but I would really struggle in history and I hated it. But still, doing those assignments, putting in that work, taught me how to study properly. One of the most beneficial things that I ever learned about learning was connecting topics as a means to better remember them. Connecting unrelated topics, connecting related topics, finding how they relate. Bridging together these concepts in your brain helps to remember them. And I learned that because I was struggling with remembering things in history. And our teacher taught us that method to remember things. By the way, if you remember this from the last video, my psych teacher was also my history teacher, that's why. Anyway, even in studies that you find stupid, there is still value to be gained. And also, many studies are in fact valuable, like learning how to write well. And you have these kids just completely disregarding it and using ChatGPT. It is depressing. If you're bad at writing, if you don't know how to word a text to a friend, if you're struggling with, oh, how should I handle this emotional conflict that I'm having with my significant other? What in the world makes you think that you should turn to fucking ChatGPT? If you're lost, talk to a friend. Talk to a trusted loved one. Do some research on the internet. Maybe somebody else has gone through something similar. Maybe there's a 7-year-old Reddit post where somebody's talking about that issue and some people come to share their opinions. I'm not saying that's law. That person could be smoking a crack pipe. It could be absolute nonsense. But looking at the experiences of other humans and doing your own research and reflecting on it thoughtfully is infinitely better than just turning to ChatGPT. You are offloading the job of being a human. You are supposed to be thinking and putting strain on your brain. That's what you need to do when you're a human. You struggle through things daily. It's just part of being human. And when you offload that strain to ChatGPT, every time you have a task that needs to be done or a minor inconvenience, you are taking away that opportunity to grow. You're taking away that humanity and you're giving it to this AI. This grinds my ass. And oh my gosh, this shouldn't even need to be brought up, but art, using AI in art, making the claim that, oh, I'm not good at art, so I have to use AI. It makes it more accessible for everyone. Brother. It's the same exact point that I made with writing. How the fuck do you think you're supposed to get good at art, huh? Do you think that artists just came out of the womb with a paper and a pen in their hand, painting the Mona Lisa? No. I saw this one, wasn't it a Reddit post? Some of you will know what I'm talking about, where somebody mentioned blue blood and how artists are just born with talent, and that's why they have to use AI because it's unfair they weren't born with the talent. Bitch, I'm an artist. I have been drawing since what? Like, it really depends because I didn't just start drawing consistently, but I can remember far back as preschool drawing my mother a picture of a cat. I remember in elementary school, me and my friends would try to replicate the anime art style. It's a process. It takes so much time. You have to put in the energy, and that's what makes it beautiful. And even when it sucks, even that horrible drawing of a cat that I made for my mom when I was in preschool, it's adorable. She cherished it. It is a human-made creation, and the passion and the intent behind a piece of art is what makes it beautiful. Even if the art itself isn't considered visually appealing by some, that's not what's important. What's important is the intent and the person behind it and the humanity of it. That's why my mom would smile when I gave her a drawing of a cat, even though it looked like fucking random lines on a page, because she knew her daughter made it for her as a gift. And that's what makes it beautiful, and that's what makes it art. If I, at the age of 3, for some reason I jumped into a time machine and was able to use ChatGPT to generate an image of a cat, it would mean nothing. It would mean absolutely jack shit. And I know that my mother, 100 times out of 100, would rather have that terrible chicken scratch drawing from me of a cat than an AI-generated image of a cat. It's just not art. It's slop. And back to the topic of hindering our growth and intelligence and skills, you are never going to improve at art, or anything for that matter, if you offload it to AI. It's just an embarrassing coping strategy. Anyway, enough ranting. It's been so long. Holy moly. Thank you for coming to my rants. Remember to support your local artists, and if you want art, don't go to AI. Draw it yourself. Or if you don't want to draw or can't draw, you can always commission an artist as well. Okay. Shout out to those who don't turn to ChatGPT at every minor inconvenience. And if you do, there's no need to be ashamed. Just quit it now, okay? I believe in you. You can do this. Go cold turkey. You got this, twin. We all of us here who hate ChatGPT are here to support you. Anyway, make sure to take care of yourself and be kind to yourself, and also follow my Twitch, okay? Okay. Bye, twin. Mwah.